Let's create a report from our sample template with all question types. The first thing we're going to see is the title page with the title page questions. None of these are required, so I'm going to skip most of them. Conducted on was set up as a timestamp type. So I'm going to go ahead, just enter that timestamp. Then we got a 1 of 5 type question, a get GPS location type question. If a question is required, I can't continue on past it unless it's been answered. But none of these questions are required in this template. You can scan a barcode. Checkbox. Enter a date. Time. An email address. An email address type field lets the email keyboard come up, so the @ sign is right there. You can also attach multiple files or photos, so I can attach multiple types of media of any type. So I can attach multiple signatures, and I can mix types as well. Also, I can enter description. This is an information field that I added to, an information question type that I added to this template. So this is what you see. You see the video, you see the text link. You can click on this link and jump to Safari. So this question lets you add a single file instead of multiples. And here's a question that lets you select multiple answers for a maximum of 5 options. Using a number field type brings up the number keyboard. And this is a range slider. So my range is 30 to 80. And this is what the options look like when you have unlimited options, when you choose a select field type. Again, enter signature. And my description, the name of the signee. I'm just going to put my initials in here. You could also delete and retype it if you change your mind about what you put in. Again, you can enter a text box as a response. And you can choose a number value from a slider. This is just a regular slider that lets you choose one value, not a range value. This is what an on-off switch looks like. You slide to switch. The next is what set questions look like. So I'll show you what that looks like. So first you see the description of what's coming up, what kind of set this is, and you add thing. For example, if I'm answering questions about air conditioning units I'm inspecting at a client location, maybe there's one air conditioning unit at one location and 15 at another, but for each air conditioning unit I have to answer the same 3 questions. A set lets you do that on the fly without having to create a template that has 15 sets of 3 questions. 3 questions being optional. You could have 1 question for each thing, 10 questions, multiple different question types. So here we go. For our first thing, we're going to see the 3 questions. And we've decided to just ask for a number, a text response, and some options. For the second thing, I want to answer the same 3 questions. So I click add thing again, and I see thing 1, thing 2, the same 3 questions. So I can answer another number, another text response, and another group of answers for the multiple choice. So that's how the set question type works, and that's how it works in a report. When you're done, you just say close. Now everything's set. I've finished my report. If I don't want to mark it as complete, I can just say done. It now shows up in the reports list. Here it is at the top. It's the one I added today. It's incomplete. I can go back into it and edit it. When I come back into it and edit it, it takes me to the last question I was on, which just happens to be the last question so far in this report. If I go back, it'll delete what I've saved and take me backwards, and when I exit, I'll come back to that page. The reason it works that way is if I have a conditional question and answer going on, so that the answer to a previous question determines where the next question is going to be, that will work. So going back will always delete where you are, and then you have to refill out the following questions. So I'm going to mark this as complete. You can see an example of how that works if we use the skip pattern demo to do our report. So let's do that one. So this is a survey that has a skip pattern. I'm going to skip the title page. So if I say yes, and this is a required question, you can see the word required in red up here. If I say yes and continue on, it asks about the color of my car. If I go back and I say no and continue on, it asks a different question. So that's what a skip pattern question looks like. Now I want to go back and redo this. So I'm going to say, yes, I have a car. It's white. It's new. If I go back, you'll see if I say it's secondhand, again, a new set of questions. And I'm going to mark this as complete. You can take a deeper look at how skip pattern type surveys would work in ccAudits by looking at the skip pattern demo template. But that's how completing a report works. Once the report is complete, I can export this report as a PDF or preview it. I can rename the PDF here. I'm going to leave the default name, which is basically the title of the template plus a date timestamp. And so I'm going to preview this report PDF. And it's my completed report. The title, page, info, any questions I answered from the title page. And then for all the questions in the report, there are the answers. If it was a skip pattern report, then only the applicable questions will have answers. And that's what your PDF will look like. I also have the option of deleting it, exporting it in Excel format, or exporting it as comma-separated text values. And I can email a PDF directly from here as well. Let's see what the all question type sample report looks like when it's been exported as PDF. And a report can always be edited at any time. If you need that to not happen, you can ask for customization. So I only answered that question up here. See, that's what you see on the title page. And again, all the answers to the questions are in there, including the files, the picture, the signature that I've attached. The instructional text is what you'll see on a PDF. You won't see the instructional videos, obviously. But that's basically what that report will look like. That report also had a set question on it, so you can see what the set question looks like in the report once it's completed.